I feel like as a community, I feel as a society, we do not take community as serious as we should because of, I feel like community is the root of everything joyous that means to be a human, right? So follow with me. I'm Nigerian, as some of y'all know. Igbo Kwenon. But I should not be sharing secrets like that. But one of the things to be Nigerian is to be very communal and having the community in mind when you are moving throughout the life that you do have, right? One of the main aspects of being Nigerian, you realize that the community that is around you is super strong, especially in Minnesota. All my Nigerians here, just go ahead and stand up. Just know I know you and I see you. But the reason why I bring that up, there's a saying, there's a very famous saying where it's like, it takes a village to raise a child, right? And basically the whole idea is it takes everybody involved to raise a child, not just a mom and dad. It takes cousins, it takes big brothers, it takes the farmers, it takes the bankers, it takes the priests, it takes everybody that's involved to create why would I explain it like that? But basically, it takes everybody in a place to be able to set one individual up to be a good, helpful civilian. So the saying, it takes a village to raise a child, is an old Igbo proverb where it basically means it takes a whole bunch of hands and different personalities and different people around you to be able to create a well-rounded individual to get sent off into society without the help of other people, right? And in the society that we live in at this moment, it feels as if we're putting on so much emphasis and burden on a specific person to help raise an individual. If it's just a mother, if it's just a father, if it's just a mother and father, it's a little bit too much to be able to actually create a good citizen, right? And one of the things about being Nigerian, you get to notice when you're a child, there are literally hundreds of aunts and hundreds of uncles that are always there, that you will consistently call them aunt and auntie and uncle, even though you have no blood ties to them, not whatsoever. And I started to realize how important it was when I was in high school, right? And I had basketball practice, but my parents weren't able to like give me a ride home because it's in like 6 p.m. They're still at work for a couple more hours, or they're just whatever's going on, right? So they'll be like, hey, I'm gonna call uncle da 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 or auntie ba da da da, and they will come and collect you. So there's this one time when I got out of practice and my uncle, bless him, he was 20 minutes away from my high school. He goes and collects me, and then he drives 20 more minutes to go and drop me home. Keep in mind, he is 20 minutes away from the school and 20 more minutes going the opposite way. So this bug 20, 40 hour and a half. He spent an hour and a half to drop me, an individual that is not his son. He went and took out of his own time and own rest to come and collect me. And you know why? Because of community. Let me say that again. He went and took time out of his own to come and make sure I got home safe because of community. And if that is lacking, it makes it so much more difficult for everybody around to actually move forward into the life. And you might ask yourself, why would he go out of his way to help? Let me explain. In Nigerian culture, especially in Minnesota, everybody is looking out for everybody, right? So if one person is struggling, you're able to pull together to come and help them finish something. A great example is, so every summer, that's when graduation season comes, right? If one person is graduating, everybody in the community must come collect themselves and attend that graduation. Do you know why? Because your own child will be graduating. And the same people that you went to their show, or you went to their daughter's graduation, or their son's graduation, or their wedding, or whatever it was, you best believe they'll be at your own when your time comes. And that's why it's so important to foster that real community that you are living in, right? And another reason why I wanted to bring this up, I feel like, especially with my own age demographic, we are losing the sauce. We are losing the blessings because we do not want to go out of our own way to go and help another person, right? And a way that I'd like to explain community to people, being in community means I get to inconvenience you at any time of day, at any time of year, at any moment. Do you know why? Because the way you won't come and scratch my own back is the way I'll come and scratch your own back. You feel me? Like, the older I get and the more removed that I get from my family where it comes to where I'm living and staying and all those things, right? I realize living in this life, it is very difficult. It is very, very, very hard to be able to survive in this new economy that we're in. Bro, it is. I just bought eggs the other day. That John was $25 for I think like 40 eggs, $25. How are you supposed to survive on your own if everything that you're paying for is just so expensive and you can't pay for other things, right? Because of in a community, you're able to pull each other together to make more of one thing. And that's what kind of like irks me when it comes to when I hear people saying that they don't like community, because of there's a lot of blessings that come from it. One, I'll just talk about the emotional psychosocial reasoning, right? When you're around friends or when you're around community, you get a chance to hang out. You get a chance to go and do things. You're able to use the pull of having numbers to your own advantage when it comes to trying to go and enjoy things out in this life, right? Let's say you want to go out for drinks. It's just you. You're outside. There's not much to do. You're literally just sitting in the corner, probably just taking a drink by yourself, which is cool. I'm glad that you're out your house, but trying to do that is more difficult than having a group of friends that are encouraging you to interact with another human being, right? One of the reasons why I bring that up, I remember this was COVID time, right? Where literally since interactions were so limited to the point of you would literally have to go online and Zoom call with each other. So the little social cues that you're having when you're actually hanging out shoulder to shoulder with people are just no more. You out here scaring the huss because you haven't been practicing how to speak to people. You realizing that you being inside. What am I talking about? I think I'll make a whole other channel where I get to just sit and just yap. But hey, I look so nice. But noticing a couple of benefits of being able to pull each other. Yes. Let me jump back a little bit. Let me jump back a little bit. I did not realize how helpful it is to sit back and pool resources together. When I was younger, I had two brothers, and one of the gifts that I didn't recognize at the time was the fact that we were all the same size, right? So you know what that means? We got to switch out sweaters, hoodies, jeans, things of that nature. If one person bought it, that means everyone's got a chance to use it. And you know how beneficial that is? Bro. Imagining trying to buy 3 separate fits instead of just one. You're tripling how much money you're spending on clothing instead of saving that money so y'all can put it towards other things just because you guys are able to pull in resources. Like, have you ever tried to become fly? Have you ever tried to be fly and then you realize like, damn, I just don't have enough, and now you're out here just spending hundreds of dollars a month trying to get fly? No, that's not useful. I remember my dad got, actually no, I don't think it was my dad, but me and my brothers, we all went and bought the same shoes, and I was looking back at it, that was some of the dumbest, absolute idiotic stuff I've ever done in my life. Because why would we not just come and share the same pair 3 times? Just 3 times. And you know, this kind of brings me back to this brings me back to like the idea of like Black Wall Street, right? Where to be able to generate the wealth that they did and be able to actually create a whole city surrounded around their own ideas and be able to help each other, a whole bunch of black folk with the same mindset, the same ideology would have to come together and put money and pool money together to be able to actually buy anything useful, right? Because of it wasn't just one ultra rich individual that was out here just building buildings, planting trees, fixing here, telling everyone to do that. I was like, no. This is a group project. It's literally a group project. Another aspects about community that I really love, I feel like being in community makes you hot. I think it just makes you a baddie. I think it improves the way you look. I shouldn't have to explain any more than that, but hey, you know what? It's a pod. We're here to be podding, right? Being in community makes you a baddie, right? Being in a walkable city promotes becoming a baddie, and being in a walkable city promotes community. Walk with me, pun intended. Being in a space that gives you basically distance is a level of barrier when it comes to trying to be fine, right? Because of if I could just get out of bed and walk to the grocery store instead of taking the time to like get dressed and then drive 15 minutes to go to like the local grocery store, or drive, like, God forbid you live in a food desert, drive 40 minutes away to go find you like the local grocery store that probably doesn't even have that good of produce. Ooh. It's gonna take a couple of these before I'm like really comfortable yapping, so bear with me. Instead of taking that drive 40 minutes to go to the groceries and then 40 minutes back, that makes it difficult to be able to have fun and just like curate a lifestyle that's actually beneficial and try to become a hottie. You feel me? I remember when I used to live close to, just for example, in college, Oh, this just made me think of something, but we'll get to that idea. Being in a space like college where you're literally a foot away from 1,000 people your own age that like relatively the same things as you, it's very beneficial because you could literally just wake up, say what's up to people, get that little extra boost of dopamine, walk to the store together, walk back. Now y'all have a story time. Or even better yet, now that you're constantly seeing these people, you at least are forced to have friendship off of proximity. If y'all don't work out, that's fine, that's cool. But guess what? You're still around human beings and they still putting you on game. They still helping you in this life. And you know what? You're helping them in this life because your personality is also being put into this mosh posh, this salad. I think they stopped using melting pot. But this salad of people and improving the flavor because everybody's working in cohesiveness to set themselves up for the future, especially the communal aspect of it all. I remember I was talking to my friend about why I love being in the East Coast. So I get a chance to go out east. Not really relatively often anymore. Them airplanes, y'all better stop playing with me. Y'all better fix it. My birthday is next month, and I'm trying to do something fun. But if they keep crashing these planes, I'm gonna be very upset. But I get a chance to go out east a relative amount, and when I tell you, I be having the most fun because of not only am I able to not work out because I'm walking everywhere, but I'm able to enjoy the little things in this life because I'm just walking around everywhere. Have you ever been on a run? You ever been on a run and then joined what's it called? A run club? I think that's what they call them. A run club that just happens to be going on at the same time. It is a blessing. But no, being out east is interesting because there's constantly things happening with people your relative age, right? And it doesn't matter what you look like or what you enjoy doing, you will find hundreds of people that are willing to at least mess with you on the basis of you liking the same thing, right? Just because of the walkable cityness of it and the sheer amount of heads that are in a small location, right? And that's missed. That is definitely missed when you're in an individualistic mindset and you're not actually being out. So one of the arguments I like to have with folks when they bring up if recluding yourself is really beneficial to what you to improvement, like to improve, do you have to go hermit mode is basically what I'm asking. And I always tell people the urge to go inward is not as beneficial as people try and make it seem, for one clear reason. One, the information and the ideas that you're able to create on your own are not greater than the group in some cases. And with a lot of the reasons why people tend to reclude themselves, they miss out on the fact that the dopamine that they are getting from people around them is very beneficial, especially when it comes to just living this short life that we do live. One of the main pushbacks I get when people are talking about always being in community is like they don't like having to they don't want to give back to a group. They feel like it's very draining and it's a lot of work to be a part of a community, which is like, you know what, I guess I can agree. But I feel like we've gotten to the point as a group where people just want to step into a vibe, take a bite, and then walk away with the food, right? You cannot move that way if you want a society to grow, right? We literally had a whole debate. I remember, I got to get off of TikTok as much as I swipe. It's honestly too much for my brain. They were having the arguments on, should you say hi if you're a cashier or if you're like bagging groceries for somebody, right? And there's people like, no, that's tiring. That's extra work. That's da-da-da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, is that wild? Am I wild for believing that shouldn't be too much on a person to just naturally just say hi? Because of like, you know what? I get it. You see hundreds of people every single day. It gets draining. But baby, saying it's just hi. It's just saying what's up. Just acknowledging that somebody else exists is part of. Actually, no, I want to call it community because you are working, and I will understand that. But the fact that it's being such an ask for people just to say what's up to each other is so wild. Being so adamant that you do not owe anybody anything is so wild. It's so wild because the feeling that you don't owe anybody anything, I feel like the only thing that you will receive at the end of the day is loneliness. Like, let's really be serious. Let's really be serious right now, because of you do not deserve the right to be in community. That is a group effort, and every day it's a social contract that you are signing to be a part of the group. And there's a reason why being a part of the group just feels good. But yeah, that's my take on community.